You know what?
Look on! Mirror's gone! My mirror's gone!
Why'd you let him sing you there?
This is what it looks like to train on a Naughty Dog's training field.
2, 1, go, 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 go!
Watch the snapshot.
Find the lid out, Joey!
Hi, my name is Knuth, and we're doing this training video for some of you new players out there and even some of you more experienced players to learn a little bit more about playing paintball and maybe prepping for tournaments. Go over just some common field type bunkers that you'll probably see on most of your airball fields. Stand-up cans.
All around!
And you have your tombstones. Your lay down bunkers, usually you can call them a snake. You got your Doritos. small, medium, large. This happens to be a large Dorito. One left! One left! Mikey, you're there! Mikey, for 1-1! 1-1! Eric! Lost that! Okay, typically on most tournament-style fields, you have 2 starting points. In the 10-man format, you'll have a flag on each one. And the objective is to grab the flag from the other person's flag station and hang it. 5-man format's a little bit different. You usually have it's called a center flag game. You have a flag in the center where you'll have to grab the flag and then hang it. Paintball field dimensions. Your average 5-man field's probably going to be about 75 feet by 150 feet, 75 feet wide, 150 feet long. We stress safety in here because if you injure yourself or anything happens, you're out and your training time is reduced. You just want to make sure it's safe. Safety is number one. You always want to be safe. We're going to talk about some more safety stuff here. Some injury prevention methods. Wearing high top ankles, wearing knee pads with they give a little bit of support. Wearing the hip pads, elbow pads, and if you're not wearing high tops or 3/4 top at least, rolling ankle. A lot of my guys even we wear the high tops, and sometimes like if the surface isn't real compliant, real nice, we'll even wear some ankle braces underneath our cleats. Some of the common injuries in paintball would be rolled ankle, sprained knee, dislocated shoulder, those kind of things. So we do a lot of jumping, diving, and running. Also, how you play. When you jump into a bunker, you don't want to dive in there head first, plant your arm, and dislocate your shoulder, because that's a 3 to 6 weeks out type of injury. So let's go over some PPE, personal protective equipment. That'll help you guys last longer in this sport. It's getting pretty brutal, and having to be a lot more athletic and move and jump and dive. So let's talk about some of the gear. See, first and foremost, everybody needs some kind of barrel blocking device. You don't want to shoot someone's eyes out by accident. Make sure you have a barrel blocking device. Goggles, very important. You should always wear your goggles. No matter what, make sure that when you do remove your goggles that everybody's barrel plugs are covered and everybody stop playing. Some of the really more important things that I notice that people don't wear is they don't wear the proper foot gear. I think you really need to wear a paintball, either a paintball cleat or a football cleat, even a baseball cleat. But make sure it's high top or at least 3/4 top. Most important thing, I cannot stress enough, cleats. 3/4 top or high top are a must. You got the grip, you got the support. Because if you roll your ankle, you're out for a little bit. That means no more practice time, no more nothing. Gloves. Gloves are really important to keep those hands from, well, you guys know if you hit in the hands, you want to make sure you got some gloves on. Elbow pads. Elbow pads. Wear your elbow pads. Especially you front guys that dive and do a lot of diving and jumping in the bunkers. Elbow, forearm protection. Knee pads. Knee pads are a must. Knee pads. Absolute must. I mean, these are probably out of my top 4 things to wear. I won't play without knee pads. Just for the reason is if you bang your knee on something, you get a contusion to your knee, you're down, less training, less time to play. Slider shorts. Slider shorts. You have crotch, hip, pelvic pads. That'll help your hips, your tailbone, and some of them even have a built-in cup. Play on airball, which most of the stuff that the Naughty Dogs practice on is we practice on a lot of airball because that's the format that we play. Because you want to make sure you have a nice smooth playing surface. So you want to go over the field, you want to make sure all the bunkers are properly staked down. You want to make sure that there's no stakes sticking out. You just want to make sure you kind of tuck these in and get them underneath the bunker. Make sure you get them flat. Make sure you get them kind of sunk in there a little bit so that when you slide into it, you don't cut your knee or or rip your shin open or anything like that. It's real important. Also, putting me in at an angle like this also helps when someone slides in the bunker, it doesn't rip out of the ground as easy. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about some individual drills. Something that you want to do a lot, especially when you don't have a lot of people. If you only got 3 or 4 guys or 5 guys, drills are, you know, probably where it's at. We're going to talk about snap shooting.
Right there, right there.
Okay, snap shooting basically is snapping out and shooting at your opponent with the quickest possible means so you can get a couple balls off before your opponent gets a shot on you. It's one of the basic fundamentals of paintball and probably one of the most commonly overlooked ones. You see even a lot of pros kind of not doing a real efficient snapshot, but we'll go over some basics and make you guys a better snap shooter. Okay, we're going to talk about some basic mechanics of snap shooting. Basically your full body. We want to make sure that everything is in order, and let's take a look at this. Okay, some of the first things you want to do, you want to make sure that you're sucked in tight to your bunker, you're not exposing anything, overexposing anything. Everything from your elbows to the corner of your mask, to the corner of your hopper, to your knees, to your feet. You shoot a lot of people in the knees and foots because when they, you know, the wrong way to come out and snap shoot is like this, because you're exposing your whole body, the front of your body. Look at my legs and my feet. Easy shot. You want to put your hip into the bunker. You want to come out. You want to take a look. Kind of remember where your opponent's at. Just one shot, just like that. Or you can do a 2-shot burst. Snap drills. 3, 2, 1, go. You ready, Brandon? Do some snap shooting drills. Basically just had two bunkers approximately 20 yards apart and just had them snap back and forth. Basically it was kind of what we call just free snapping, where you can come out of either side, high, low, whatever you want to do, and it just kind of builds better gun skills. Okay, let's go over some things what not to do when playing a bunker. Is you want to make sure that you don't create a rhythm. A lot of times people come out the same time over and over again. You want to kind of trick them a little bit. You know, come out here once, maybe twice. You want to take a knee every once in a while. Come out low. You know, another thing too you can do is come out, switch sides, come out the other side. And just do that. Play both sides of your bunkers high-low. That way your opponent can never catch your rhythm. A couple things you don't want to do is, like we talked about earlier in the snap shooting and stuff, you want to keep all your body parts in check all the time. A couple of things, when playing something like this, you don't want to come out like this when you're shooting, because you have, I mean, like again, you have, picture the straight line here. You're exposing a lot of your body, a lot more of a chance of getting shot. So in a bunker like this, you want to roll your hopper in. You want to get into a position that lets you have the most spring. Some people can play like this, spring up, spring down. I like to get some of my major muscle groups involved. Just enables me to get in and out quicker. So when you're in this bunker, roll it in, roll your head in a little bit too. Put my goggles on to show. And then when you come up like this, come up at an angle and just snap. Bam, one shot. Bam, one shot. Quick as you possibly can. And like I said, don't create a rhythm. We'll go over that more in snap shooting, but just don't create a rhythm for your opponent. And just make sure that you know where all your equipment parts are, your hopper, your head, your goggles, your feet. You know, a lot of people get shot in the feet, in the knees, because they don't pay attention to that. You know, your packs, you know, if the bunker's a little bit small, you want to make sure your packs aren't sticking out one side. Just keep everything in check. Alright, hi, I'm ready to talk a little bit about offhand shooting. Especially for you new players, intermediate players, it's very important that you learn how to shoot with both hands. The way that the bunkers are today, you need to be able to have that skill. It's very important. When I'm recruiting for my team, I look for that. It's one of the very first things I look for. Let's go over some things. So I'm a natural lefty. Mostly ambidextrous, but I play equal with both hands. And it's basically the same thing. Shooting offhand, you know, is you want to, for some people it's really tough. What I did to practice, because a lot of people are either left eye dominant or right eye dominant, it just depends what you are. I trained myself to look with I'm left eye dominant, left-handed, but I look with my right eye when I come out right-handed, because I don't want, you know, you see a lot of this, a lot of people looking like this, and that's a lot. See how much of a profile? So if you train yourself to shoot with your weaker eye, you know, what I was doing is I close my dominant eye and then just come out just far enough to where, you know, you're just basically doing the same thing. Okay, another good skill to have is running and shooting. Basically, any of these new concept fields, you will be doing a lot of running and shooting. And so let's go to a clip that shows some Naughty Dogs running and shooting on the break.
Come on, go, 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 go!
Okay, basically what we're doing here is we're setting it up, these guys, to make the move from that stand-up into the head of the snake, which will be very critical. This is probably one of the more common setups on fields you guys will find around. So basically you need to identify the bunkers that can stop you, which is basically would be his mirror, which would be the other stand-up, the Dorito. Anything that can shoot crossways would be ones they could stop that. It's his back guy's jobs, which will be this corner guy here, and the guy in the center to make sure that everybody's shot in so Tyler can make his move. So you'll see these guys work together and see how they make the move.
Can I go? Go, 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 go.
See how it goes low?
Yep. Keep going, Ty, keep going.
That's exactly, that's bunker feeling right there. You can't get any better than that.
Okay, the 2 is gone. The 2 is gone. All these.
On your hopper!
Center 50's hot. That bunkers are full. All that bunkers are full. The 3's hot. The 1 is hot. The 1, 2, 3. Snakes on me. Snakes on me. Hey, you got the 1. Hey, the snake. Drill's on me. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about communication. Basically, communication is one of the most important things in paintball for paintball teams. You want to make sure that you have a good format of the field, position-wise. You know, one of the easy things to do is just take a foam pad, lay it down flat, and count the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, so basically you'd have the 1 would be the left corner, the 2 would be the center, the 3 would be the far right, the 4, 5, and 6 would be the 50-yard line, left, center, and right. Basically any codes will work just as long as everybody's on the same page. Some of the things you'll hear on the paintball field, you'll hear a bunch of people yelling random numbers or letters. Usually those are kill codes. You want to communicate dead count and live count, so how many of you are dead, how many of them are dead. That can be G's, oranges, apples, it doesn't matter, just making sure everybody's on the same page. You hear a lot of positions, you know. You'll hear a lot of people saying the 50's hot, the snake's hot, the sub's hot. Basically that just means that usually a key bunker, which would be a 50 snake or a 50 sub, is hot. When you get more advanced, you can start having play codes. Me personally, I find that they don't work as well as you'd like them to, but you can go ahead and try them. You can call a random number out for everybody to shoot at one bunker so a guy can make a move. This is how Naughty Dogs play tournament paintball.
How the hell do you get that? I was thinking all people they would.
back, Andy. Don't worry.
Hey, thanks for helping us with fair pain there.
Now you, where are you at? Okay, that's what I thought. I was. Hey, he's going. He's going.
Hey, I stood up and didn't get that.
You know what? I didn't.
Okay, the trick here is not to film me.
What's that?
The trick here is not to get me in the picture.
Hey, Jazz, get out of here.
Eat it, dog, eat it.
Go. You're gonna be able to cut this stuff out, right? Okay. Okay.
All right, guys. Game starts. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let's talk a little bit about safety. But my Okay, so do what now?
So what are we going to cover today? We already covered safety,
Oh, okay.
stretching, we're talking about attitude, knowing the field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go over what the movie's about.